Right then, boys. So moving on from the previous 2 sessions that we've done, we're now going to start moving on to muscles in the body, and we're going to relate them to sport and what muscles we'd use for doing those separate sports. Okay. Have any of you done anything on muscles in the past? In science, yeah. So it's all going to be pretty new. Okay. Right. So first of all, grab a pen each. Just pass them around, and then get a sheet of paper that's got the diagram of a skeleton on. So we are going to use my little mate Bob today. Okay. So I'm going to point to areas of the body, tell you the muscles and what they do. Okay, and now we can relate them to sport. But you lot are going to try and put some input in as well. So if you know the answer to any of them, then just shout them out. Okay. So we're going to start off with the top part of Bob here. Anyone know what this bit's called?
Collarbone.
Collarbone. That's the bone.
Yeah.
But what muscle is it?
Straps.
Kind of. We're looking at the shoulder. Okay. And what I want you to do is, when I tell you the name, I want you to do a little line off your skeletons and write down the name for it as well. So, shoulders, we have got trapezius, okay? Do you want me to spell that as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Trapezius, there you go. Alright, that's the posh fancy name for the trapezius. When do you think the trapezius is used?
Basketball, stuff like that.
Relating to like movements that you do in the body. Yeah. Don't give me a name of the sport. What you do in the body with it. Pardon?
Turning your head.
Yeah, kind of. Any other guesses at it?
Pulling stuff.
No, but you're along them lines. It's the opposite to that. Pushing. Yeah. So when you're pushing something away from the body, that is when your shoulders or your trapezius will mainly come into play. Alright, has everybody got that down? Yeah. Perfect. Now we're going to move down a little bit more to our chest. Anyone know what the actual term for the chest is? No?
You know this.
Pectorals. There's going to be a couple of these where you're going to be like, yeah, I knew that. Pectorals. Pectorals. And again, when you mainly use these, do you think they are a pushing movement or a pulling movement? Push. Bench press, yeah. When you're pushing away from the body, that is when your pectorals, they'll engage. Okay? That's good. And then, have we all got that down?
Yeah.
Now we're going to move on, and these are linked in now with the shoulders and the pectorals. You've got the back part of your arm there. Anyone know what they're called?
Ooh.
You've got the front, which is your biceps. Back is triceps. Now it's called triceps because it's in 3 little parts. Tricycle 3. So triceps. That is the back part of your arm. Triceps. Now when you're doing either a shoulder press in the gym or a bench press with a barbell, they are your primary muscle groups. Shoulder and your chest are your primary muscle groups. So they're the big muscle groups that you move in. But in order for them to move, you do need secondary muscle groups to help that. That's where your triceps kick in. Chest and tries, shoulders and tries. Okay? So that's the back part. Front part I've just told you. Biceps. So list that down as well on your diagram. Biceps. Do you think when we activate our biceps, we push something away from the body or pull it towards us? Pull it, yeah, perfect. That's good. So you've got 4 there straight away. Now we're going to move round slightly to the back area of Bob, okay? See that red part there? Anyone know what that's called, that big muscle there? It's kind of connected to it, but there is a name for it. No, it's a long one. You ready for it? latissimus dorsi.
Right.
So let me get rid of that and we'll put the latissimus dorsi in.
Alright, shall we write then?
Oh, right, so just if you do a little arrow from the side of him and then just put this down. So,
No, you can see that. Just what I did, just solve the
latissimus dorsi. So when activating your latissimus dorsi, do you think we're going to use our triceps or biceps?
triceps.
No, because we're going to activate the lat, we're going to have to pull it towards us.
Yeah, because when you put them up on the sleeve.
Yeah, when you pull it down, do you think we're using tris or bis? Bis. Anything that we push away from the body, we push away is triceps. Anything that we pull towards us will be biceps. Okay? Has everyone got that one down? Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. Okay, now we're going to move to the biggest muscle in the body. Okay? Our butt cheeks. Our butt. Okay, our butt, Ruben.
Gluteus maximus.
Gluteus maximus. That's the baby, mate. That's the kipper. There we go. Right, let's pop that down then as well.
Thought you'd get that. Liam.
No, not now, mate. Not now.
What's up? There's a student there for you. Hey. Okay. She needs to
send her in the office.
She needs to, like, code or something. She's been told to bring something in.
You should have to bring just a code.
You want to stop it?
No, keep it going. No. What code is it, Con?
Wi-Fi or something. She's been told to bring an iPad in, but she can't.
Oh, right. It is the HMRC one on the Wi-Fi, and the password is Anthony Marvin, all lowercase. So you've got the gluteus maximus, all right, biggest muscle in your body. What sort of movement do you think we do, or what sort of exercise would we do to activate our glutes? Squats. Perfect. Good lad, Josh. So you've got a squat, where your feet will be shoulder width apart, hands in front, you squat low, and your glutes are going to, they'll then engage to get you back up. There's another good one as well. So you've got squats, and what other good leg exercises there? You've done them in the circuits before. Lunges, there you go. That's the main one. That's the main one to activate your glutes. Then walk-in lunges. Okay? That's really good, boys. So you've got gluteus maximus, biggest muscle in the body. And then we're going to move down to the front of my man Bobby's leg here. Okay? The front part. You know? Calves. No. Yeah, it's the thigh. And do you know what the muscle name is, though?
Come on, Josh.
Hamstring.
I'll give you a clue. Think of number 4. Quads, yeah. Think of a quad, alright? That's how I think of it. Think of a quad. How many wheels has a quad got? 4, yeah? So, the part of the quad, what makes the quad up is 4 muscles, quadriceps. Okay, so pop that one down, fellas. I'll mark this down. Quadricep. Alright? So what sort of movement, again, linked in kind of with your gluteus maximus, what sort of exercise that you've said there would also engage your quads? Lunges, yeah? Squats is the big one. Squats is the big one. That's where it's going to use your quads and your glutes at the same time in order to get you back up there, but control you on the way back down as well. Perfect. And then we'll move round to the back part of the upper leg. Anyone know? You've got quads and you've got... what makes me think of it is, I call them cheese strings. Right, because they're in little strands. Hamstrings. There you go, Aiden. Good lad. Good lad.
Take it back.
Hamstrings. Perfect. Now, the idea to have everything perfect in the body is to have your whole body balanced. So, people that... Hands up if you've ever pulled your hamstring before. You ever pulled it? Horrible, innit, Ruben? Yeah? I used to pull them all the time. Now, what it was... The reason why was because my hamstrings weren't strong enough. And because I used to do a lot of squatting, my quads would be really strong, but my hamstrings would be really, really weak. Okay, so there was a massive imbalance. So if my quads were dead strong, if I'm sprinting, lifting would be absolutely fine. There'd be no problem with that. But when I then come to stretch, they'd just be too short and they wouldn't be strong enough, and therefore they'd tear and pull. So whatever you do to the front, if you do loads of squat work, it is vital that you do lots of lunge work as well to strengthen them hamstrings up and hamstring curls. Okay? And then we've got your last one, the back part. Geordie said it, but there's a technical word for it. Down by the back of your leg there. Calf, but anyone know what the real name for it is? It's a difficult one.
Is it like tibia, fibia or something?
They're your bones.
Oh.
But you're right. There's your tib, there's your fib. No? Yeah, no? Gastrocnemius. No. Gastrocnemius. Gastrocnemius. There you go. Your gastrocnemius. Happy days. Everyone okay with that, yeah? Got them all down? Perfect. Okay, so give me an exercise. What would strengthen your gastrocnemius? We've not done this one, to be fair. It's a difficult one. I'll put you on.
Things like high kicks in there.
High kicks, yeah, it will as a secondary muscle group kind of engage. But if you wanted to, pardon?
Squat thrust.
Yeah, hill climbs again. Squat thrust, hill climbs again. Yeah. If you want to isolate the muscle, something as easy as holding on to something and just lifting up and down, that will isolate that gastrocnemius, isolate your calf. Okay? Think about that. They are vital for when you're jumping. All right? Has everybody got all those down at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah? So, chest, what's that called? Pectorals. The back part of your arm.
Triceps.
Triceps. Front part of your arm.
Biceps.
Yes. Back. It's a long one.
Trapezius.
Latissimus dorsi. Aidan, what you've just said for your shoulders, what's that one?
Trap.
Your traps, trapezius. Okay? Front part.
Quads.
Quadriceps. Back part. Hamstrings. Bottom part.
Gastrocnemius.
Good lads, well done. Right, what I want you to do, Aidan, if you swing round to these two here, you three together, I want Ruben, Maxie and Jord, I want you to tell me all the muscles that you would use in football.
Yeah.
Okay? All the muscles, just write them down, what you think you'd use in football. Okay? And then I want the boys, Josh Miller, boxing. Tell me all the muscles that you think you'd use in boxing. Now I've missed one important one off here, and the reason I've missed it off is because you use this with everything that you do. Everyday general life, it's so important. And that is Bob's middle part, the whole trunk. The whole trunk, okay? Now you might think of, what would you think that is? Tell me now, what do you think his middle bit is? Abs, alright? Aidan, spines is the bone, okay? Muscle, people will always say abs or torso or something like that. Your abdominals, you're right Josh, but the abdominals is just one tiny little part. It's just one little bit, mate, of your actual core. Your core is the whole trunk of your body. That's where all your strength lies. Okay? Now, I want you to write this down. So, the middle of the body there, I want you to put is the rectus abdominis. Rectus abdominis. That is it. And then also going off that, I want you to put TVA, transverse. abdominis. So no matter what you are doing, so don't miss this off, whatever you're doing, whether it's walking, getting up in the morning, you will always use your rectus abdominis or your transverse abdominis, okay?
Where does that transverse thing go?
Pardon?
Where does the transverse abdomen go?
That is where your pelvic floor is.
Exactly.
So I would do that just underneath, just there. Just do it off there, Jordan. Okay. So they're the real technical terms. You're not really going to learn about them until much later on when you're older, but you might as well get a head start in it now. So get yourselves in your groups after you've wrote that down. I want Rube and the boys to do football, and then Josh and the gang, boxing. Okay? Right, go on then, get round there. Get with Deck and Josh.
So what should we write on?
Just write on the back. Just write on one of the backs of your bits of paper. All the muscles that you'd use for football and boxing. And we'll see if we can add any to it. Remember that most important one that I've added in at the first though, just at the very end there. So just write them all down, throw them out there. Come on George, get involved mate. What we got? Football. What muscles do you think we use when we run? What do you think we're using? Yeah, so give them the muscles, give them the muscles. Make sure we write them down, lads, yeah? So if you just do one bit of paper for your group and just write down all the muscles that you think you use for that sport, that'll give you. Think about your pushing and your pulling movements.
Like that one. It should be easy. Yeah, it's
You have to use those as football too.
no.
Okay, that's 30 seconds then.
Making sure you don't doze off. Yeah, thanks.
Okie dokie. Right then, we'll start with boxing. Declan, name me one muscle that you think we'd use in boxing, mate? Yes, boy, that's it. Cause when you're throwing the punch, it's going away from your body. Yeah, you're pushing something away. You're still forcing it, even though there's still a weight on your hand. You're still forcing it away from the body. Triceps, good one. Josh, what you got?
Quadricep.
Quads, yeah, I think so. Yeah, you're moving around the ring, but when you're going into that jab, you're moving your quads, you're moving your legs to throw that punch. Aiden, anything else?
Rectus abdominis.
Your rectus abdominis. That is the biggest one. I'd say that's the most important one. Your core.
That's where you're going to get hit. Really.
Yeah, you're going to get hit there, so that's got to be really strong. But also, that's where all your power will come from as well. All right. Anything else? There's a few in boxing. To be fair, it's quite an easy one. Rectus abdominis, yeah, transverse TVA. Anything else? I think another important one I'll tell you is your. Go on, Aiden.
I was going to say your the name
Latissimus dorsi, yeah, again, massive one. Because that's where you're going to be moving, you'll be rotating, your back will be coming into play there as well. Well done. Football then, another one, loads for this one. Ruben, what you got?
Hamstrings.
Hamstrings, yes. Definitely, when you're sprinting towards a ball, them hamstrings have got to be nice and strong as you can get there and make that tackle. Maxi, quads again, when you're striking a ball, that's where all your power is going to come from. Jordan?
What?
Gastrocnemius, yeah. Why do you think that? Why do you think gastro? Your gastrocnemius?
With that fed my tissue constantly going to kick it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Exactly. Yeah, there's still going to be. You're going to need powerful calves, gastrocnemius, to strike a ball, or when you're starting to stride off, all the power's going to go through your calves, aren't they? Okay. Anything else?
Rectus abdominis.
Yeah, big. If you're playing centre midfield and you're having to turn all the time, and then little 5-yard bursts, your core, your rectus abdominis has got to be super strong. If it's not, you'll just be lazy with your movements and you won't be sharp. Okay? That's really good, boys. Session done.